His communication was always a standout for me, and that's what he takes pride in. So his growth, his confidence coming into these type of environments, playing against Dame, CJ, and Westbrook, Harden, he's definitely taking a challenge. He's never backed down from anybody as I ever seen him play, and love playing with him. He's a great guy to have on the floor. He's a great teammate. He's always vocal, and like I said, he knows what he's talking about.
That poise and Brez mentioning kind of the faith that Rondo had in the game winner, you actually need that on your team. Never too high, never too low. Expectations, a guy who's been there before, a winner, a champion. But what he's been able to do with this second unit, the playmaking ability, organizing, playing with AD. We said it in the pregame show. There's a reason why AD loves Rondo. They have a connection. It goes way back.
Yeah, no doubt. And let's look at Rondo's kind of timeline. All right, he gets to the bubble with the rest of the team, excited for things to start up again. What happens? Breaks his thumb. He's out 5 weeks. Recovers from the thumb finally. What happens? Hurts his back. He's out another week or so. Finally, we're seeing what Rondo loves to do. That's show up in the playoffs. I mean, it's amazing. In 4 of the last 6 games, he's had 9 assists. This is not a starting point guard. That's a starting point guard number right there. I mean, he keeps it in the magic 9. As soon as you said 9 right now, Geet, I'm like, yeah, that sounds familiar. Look it up real quick. Yep. That seems to be his thing, getting those 9 assists, getting not just the second unit energized, obviously the first unit, and AKA a game-winning bucket tonight.
Yeah, no disrespect to the other players, Caruso, guys who handle the ball, with the exception of LeBron, but without Rondo, there are moments in that game where it's getting a little bit out of control. Yep. Denver's coming back, and you need a point guard like Rondo to kind of depress, take a good deep breath, and get things back in order. And that's what he does. He doesn't allow teams to get all, sporadic all over the place. Calm down. Let's get a good shot. And that's what you need. Otherwise, those comebacks can turn into leads for the opponents. That's what he brings. You bring a coach on the floor where you don't necessarily need a timeout all the time. You got Rondo out there, so okay, let's see what we got. Well, let me drive in here. Lob to Dwight. Little things like that make a big difference when you have a calming person on the floor like that.
Remember, he was a free agent, last year. Yeah, Lakers brought him back on a 2-year deal. I believe he's got a player option for next season. I think he'll exercise it and stick around because, the Lakers want that to happen. They love what he does on and off the court. You're smiling, Karan.
I'm saying, he's going to exercise that because he brings his value. Oh, yeah.
He's very valuable
right now.
Yeah, no
Check, please.
So she was not playing. She'll take it back to her.
LeBron James is now speaking to the media.
Hey, LeBron. Last time you were in the playoffs, you made a couple game winners, and something that becomes such a big part of your skill set and persona on the court these days. So, what's it like to see
That is out of my face. It's my last.
Being able to be the guy to make that shot?
I can pay.
Did you see my reaction?
That's all smile.
Nah, did you see my reaction after you made it?
I didn't get to see it.
You didn't get to see it? Well, I tried to chase him down just like every last one of the teammates and staff that we had out there.
Get out my face.
A special moment for a special player. Happy to be a part of it.
What does it take to take on the pressure to make a want a shot like that, to take it, to make it? And what do you think? The fact that he was able to have that kind of moment, his confidence going forward in situations like this.
Well, it's not about making a shot. It's about having a belief of just taking it for one and living with the result. I think right back, to our game right before COVID hit. We played Brooklyn at home, and he had a similar shot right there on that left wing, right in front of their bench for us to win the game, and he missed it. And he was down on himself, but at the end of the day, I told him, I said, listen, man, if you open, and I was able to drive that particular game and find him wide open, and he just missed it. But it's just the confidence to take the shot. You're not going to make them all, but the belief to just take it and live with the results is what it's all about.
Why do you gotta act like I don't feel
his moment. Tonight was his moment to just, find a space, put the ball down. In our top 10 in assists, one of our top 10 in assists leaders, Rondo was able to find him, and he knocked it down. It was a big time play. No, it's not about an individual matchup. It's about us trying to execute and him just coming through for us. And, that's what he did. It wasn't, okay, Joker, your turn, my turn. Well, no, it was just about playing the game and finding ways to try to make an impact. And, obviously those two big shots he had at the end, one was the floater to take the lead, and Joker was able to get the tip in, and then he comes back with the three. Just a big time plays, like I said, for a big time player.
Rachel?
Brian, AD is the kind of player who
That was probably open. That's another reason
has
open.
a skill set to do this.
I ain't got somebody open but my
But that he is now with the team.
took me put me in my
at the championship level, competing for a championship, competing for conference finals. What do you think that's like for him to finally get to be in the big moments that Matthew feels he has?
I don't know. It's definitely an AD question, but I'm just happy to have him. I know what he brought to the table. I know what he's about. I know his skill set, and that's why I wanted him here so badly.
Chris?
Well, you guys didn't have a timeout on the last play right there. How were you able to talk about a scenario in which something like that could happen before?
No, that's what this floor right here that we're on right now is all about. It's the practices, it's the shoot-arounds, and we talk about every single scenario possible. Up 3, down 3, up 2, down 2. Do we have a foul to give? Do we not? Do we have a timeout? Do we not? Are we going full court, half court, BOB, which is baseline out of bounds, SOB, sideline out of bounds? You talk about all those things. And if you want to be a championship ball club, you have to be able to do that on the fly. So knowing that we didn't have a timeout, we were able to get into a situation, into a set that we've worked on in practice and get right to it. And the first option was for me if Doe saw me over the top. If not, the AD flashes, and the rest is history.
Dan?
LeBron, you said it's not making the shot, it's taking it. Caruso stepped into the shot, similarly, took it right away. He's been really vocal in huddles and stuff like that. Where does he kind of fit in your leadership hierarchy on this team? How valuable is that part of his confidence to speak up and step in and take a shot?
When you're trying to play high-level basketball, you got to have high-level IQ players, and he's one of them. And not only does he have high-level IQ, he also plays with a high energy. And we know we're going to get out of him every night. It's not about him making shots, but we know he's going to defend, and he's going to play at a level that he's capable of playing at. And we all know that once he checks into the game every single night. So we know what to expect out of him. And to be honest, when he makes shots, it's extra credit for us. But he puts that work in on his offensive skill set to get better and better. And, we love everything about him.
Willing leader, too, it seems like?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, we're going to throw it back to Tanisha.
Hey, LeBron, Mike Trudell in LA. If I could jump off the court for a second, if I read the sweatshirt correctly, you said change isn't made from watching on the sidelines. You're more than a vote sweatshirt that you wore on the way in. I just wanted to ask you about that and where your mindset is as this run continues, and where your mind is outside of the court.
For sure. I mean, I know we're here playing the game, but I'm not losing the fact of what's important as well. And more than the vote is about protecting black voters and voter suppression that goes on in our communities. And like you said, it's not changes are made by sitting on the sidelines, and that's one of our slogans.